Tim, this is my entry to your anniversary contest. Congratulations on a whole year on YouTube. Um, Time flies, doesn't it? I really enjoy your videos. Don't know that I watch every single one because there's just so many videos out there, but I know I've watched a lot of them. And I really admire your hobby of the stained glass, and so that I think that makes a really cool prize. So you've inspired me to actually enter a contest, which I haven't done much in a long while. Um, Now that I'm entering yours, I feel like I should enter some others because a lot of people have come out with ones with interesting questions. Um, I'm definitely entering yours wanting that prize. I cross my fingers. But so your first question, how are you doing? I'm doing good right now. I'm talking about comic books. Life is full of little struggles and little pleasures and big pleasures. Uh, your second question is, does Batman need a Robin? And I want to say no. And I know that a lot of people will be pissed at that. A lot of people, I think, younger than me, have grown up loving Robin. And with Nightwing, apparently, has had some really good years. And I certainly think if Batman has a Robin, I like the current Robin best, the Damian, his son, Robin. I think to direct as a the origin of Robin was to have someone to make Batman more relatable to kids, and people argue that makes him more human, and I buy that argument. But when I started reading comic books, Robin was nondescript and didn't have much personality, and I think writers were always trying to escape Robin and write Batman stories without him. Um, and I think, if Robin were really in all the Batman books, people wouldn't like Robin. It's okay to have him, in one Batman book, Batman and Robin. But to have Robin around all the time, to get realistic about that, the idea that Batman and Robin are always having adventures together, it just, for the adult superheroes that we now, adult, whatever you want to take away from that concept that superheroes are for adults now, it's harder to buy into. And so I think that while Robin probably was great for when Batman was just for small children, even by the time of the 70s, when the average age of the comic book reader was maybe 12 instead of 7, um, Robin felt like a hindrance. So no, I don't think Batman needs Robin. I always want more about Batman and Alfred's relationship. That's always kind of on the back burner. It's interesting, and maybe I haven't read every Batman comic out there. Maybe there's some that really explore that relationship. Okay, so the final question is to suggest a run for you to start collecting of comics, preferably one of the shorter ones, shorter by old comic standards, you say under 120 issues. And you might already collect this one. I've watched enough of your videos to not remember everything that's in them, but I have the general sense of you liking some of the little oddities in the mainstream comic book history. So anyway, my suggestion is Arak, Son of Thunder, which was written by Roy Thomas, and I think along with his wife Danny Thomas, about a Indian who comes back with Vikings who were exploring America and is raised in Europe, but a Europe full of sword and sorcery. So you get the early medieval ages with lots of sword and sorcery, by Roy Thomas, who is quite the expert in sword and sorcery. So if you don't already collect this, it's a fun and cheap one to collect. Fun to just sort of search out the issues. I don't think I have all the issues yet, but I think I have close to all of them. And I want to say it went for about 50 to 70 issues. DC from the early 80s. A lot of Alfredo Alcala. I always say his name wrong. A lot of Alfredo Alcala inking, if you know who that is. I think there's also, some Tony DeZunia in there, and it was originally created with Ernie Colin, who was kind of an interesting artist too. Let's see. Yeah, these covers look like Alfredo Alcala to me. I could also suggest Dreadstar. I'm almost thinking you do collect Dreadstar, but that's another interesting one from the early to mid 80s to collect, by Jim Starlin. Anyway, wish you the best, Tim. Keep on doing what you're doing, and we'll talk later.